The initial steps required to create a new template. There are two different ways to create a new template. You can modify an existing one and give the template a new name with the new modifications, or you can start a new template from scratch. We'll be looking at the initial steps required to start a new one by scratch. First, we need to open up the Inspection Designer program. To do this, we're going to open up the PDspect icon on our desktop and then click on Create Edit Inspection Forms in the lower left corner. We're now looking at the main Inspection Designer screen. The first thing we need to do to start a new template is modify some of the key properties. To do this, we're going to click on Edit, Template Properties. First, we need to give our template a name. Let's go ahead and name this template Test Template. Next, we have description. We're going to go ahead and type in, this is a sample template. Now we need to assign a library for this template. Let's go ahead and click on the drop-down list here. Here we see a list of all the existing libraries that we have with the program. Now, for this template, we can use one of these that already exists, or we can create a brand new one that's blank. Let's go ahead and create a new one. So we're going to click on New Library. And now we need to give this library a name. So we're going to call this Test Library, and we're going to click on OK. Now that the library has been assigned, we need to give this template a rating set. By default, the name of the rating set is called Default Rating Set. We can use this one and modify it, or we can create a new one with a new name. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and close out of the template property screen by clicking on OK. Since we've modified the main properties that we needed to get started, you can always go back to the property screen to modify these or some of the other properties at any given time. To modify the ratings, like we just talked about, you can do this by going to Edit, Library, and then clicking on Ratings. Here, you could create a brand new rating set or modify the existing one. We're not going to go over how to do this in detail, but for more information on this, see the tutorial on editing ratings. Let's go ahead and click on Close. The last step to starting your new template is saving it. To do this, we're going to go up to File, and then click on Save As. Here, we need to give the template a file name, and we're going to keep this file name the same as the template name, so we're going to simply type in Test Template. And then we're going to click on OK. Now, when we click on OK, an error message pops up saying that there's fatal errors and asking us if we want to save it anyway. Fatal errors are issues with the template that prevent it from being usable. Right now, we have a fatal error because the template's not usable since there's no information in it. Because of that, we're going to just click on Yes and then save it. The template has now been created. And from this point, the next steps will be to start adding information such as your categories and your lines. And for more information on how to do this, watch the other tutorials for customizing your template, including adding new categories and adding lines. This concludes the tutorial for creating a new template.